depression. The word that we use so easily nowadays. The word that we use when we feel sad or when we feel overwhelmed by the everyday struggles that we face. But can this word be so easily defined? Here with me today, I have a young man. His name is Ewart Brekenridge, and he's here to share with us his journey as a Christian and how he overcame his depression. Ewart, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's good to have you on this program today.
Yes,
Before we delve into the matter, I just want to ask you, how long have you been a Christian?
Well, I've been a Christian from I was 8. I was baptized at the First United Pentecostal Church, that's in Whitehall, St. Thomas, Pastor Matthew Church. So from age 8, I got baptized, but I wasn't fully committed unto God until the age of 15.
Okay.
That's when I fully committed my life.
That's when you fully committed to God?
Yes.
Okay. So as a young man in church, and we are all aware of the struggles that young people face these days, just in a nutshell, tell me, how has your journey been so far as a Christian?
Well, my journey so far as a Christian, it has been a very rough one. You have good days and bad days. You have happy times at times, but it has been good. At least it's better than before.
It's better than before?
Yes, now it's much better than before.
So is it a road that you would encourage other young people to trot on?
Yes, I would have, but I would let them know for a fact that it's not going to be easy, but it's a good road.
It's a good road.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we're here really today to talk about your depression journey, the ways in which you dealt with it, and how it is that you have overcome depression. So just walk us through how it is that this depression started with you.
Well, my state of depression started my final year in high school. You know, coming home one evening, I saw my father sitting on the veranda, and he just said to me, "You're not coming to anything good."
He just said that to you?
Yes. And I didn't really pay it in the mind. But you know, when it came out to the night, then eventually there was a buckle in my mind. Two voices talking to me at the same time.
Yeah.
So I was confused because I didn't know which voice to listen to. So that's when it all started. But it wasn't that intense until further on in the year. It became more and more intense each time.
Each time. So what are you saying now? You're saying that the fact that your daddy told you that you would never come to anything good in life, that started a depression in your life?
Yes, yes.
So would it be safe to say that words have such an effect on persons?
Yes, it has, but you have to know how to deal with it. Because some persons, they would not take words and let words bring them down. But because some person is stronger than some.
Okay.
Some person will know how to deal with it, some will not know how to deal with it.
Okay. Alright, so you being depressed now, you're in high school, right? You said that you were in high school? How did you manage to balance this depression and going to school, having to be focused on your schoolwork, having to socialize with friends? How did this work out for you during high school?
It was very challenging. Due to the state of depression, it allows you to stay by yourself.
You stay by yourself?
Self-centered. It's just always about you.
So hold on, let me ask a question. So before this depression stepped in, you had no problem with being around people?
I don't.
You didn't have any problem with that?
No.
So you would say that that is a significant sign of a person who is depressed? Yes, continue.
And it also allows you to like personal hygiene. You don't pay it any mind.
You serious?
Yes.
Explain further.
Like, you know, normally taking a regular bath, cut your hair as a male.
You had no urge to do any of that?
I did not have any. No. And it also allows you to stay by yourself. I remember at one point in time, I wish the herd could just open up, and I just walk underneath it, just me alone, to stay away from other persons. So, that wasn't possible at the time.
So it means that in school then, you were by yourself, you didn't communicate with your friends, you didn't really socialize with them much. So did anybody at school notice the difference with you?
Yes, there was our guidance counselor, Miss Cusie.
Oh, she noticed.
She noticed it, and I had an English teacher by the name of Miss Lee. She was my English teacher, and she noticed it,
or?
Yes.
Okay.
So they all noticed it. And when she asked me, I was very fearful because I didn't really want to talk to anybody.
Being the state that you were in.
Yes. But during my state of depression, I had a little book.
You had a book?
Yes, and I write everything, like each day what I was going through, I write it in that book. And this particular Sunday I went to church, and I gave it to my pastor.
So hold on, before you talk about that. So what propelled you to be writing in this book? Was it somebody that, advised you that you could write?
It's just something that I wanted to do. I feel like that's the best way how to express myself.
Oh, by writing?
Yes, because my family was a kind of family like this. If you even say something to one of them, it will blow all out of proportion.
They would tell everybody?
Yes, and then it will become a big deal. Yes, so I just kept it to myself, write it in the book. And I gave my pastor the book, but after giving him the book, he did not say anything to me.
Nothing at all?
No, he didn't.
He didn't ask you about what was in the book?
No.
So hold on, but what were you writing in this book though, before we reached the pastor?
Like what I was going through, like, throughout the days. And the greatest thing about it was in the summer as well. It was in the summer. So you're not going to school, nothing like that yet. So I just write as we go along.
Oh, okay.
And what led to my depression was as well becoming less active in church. Because I was very active in church, but then there's a point where I just don't care.
You didn't care anymore?
There wasn't no service with me.
Before the depression?
Yes. Prayer meeting, Bible study, youth service. I was even on visitation team. All that just vanished away.
But what caused that you are? Why would you just stop?
I would say it's based on company, like, because as a Christian, you have to choose your company carefully. Because sometimes you choose them, and it's best to stay with persons who can encourage you, like spiritually, more than those that
would lead you astray. Or not be on the same path with you.
Exactly.
Alright, so you were telling us about you handing that book to your pastor, and you said you did nothing about it.
He did not say anything.
Did that puzzle you?
It puzzled me a lot, yes. And at one point I was trying to go back to him and ask him, but I said no.
You didn't?
No, I did not. But when it blew out of proportion now, my whole family member know, everybody know about it.
You know about what, the book?
The book, no, I was going through the state of depression. But to me, my grandmother knew about it, but because she don't really know to angle it, she didn't know what to say, she never know what to do. So she just left it because she never understood what I was going through. I had an auntie, and she's my favorite auntie, but she's overseas now. She used to work in Kingston.
Yes.
She used to work at Atlas. And one day she came home and she was there, and I sent it in a message. I sent it in a text message to her. And she didn't really believe me either. She did not. All she really believed it was when the school called her and asked her to come in. That was when she really...
That was when she believed that you were really depressed?
Yes, that was when she really understood what I was really going through. And being depressed, it can lead you to suicidal thoughts.
So hold on, so you experienced those thoughts?
Yes.
You were having suicidal thoughts?
Yes. There was even one point where I created a mixture.
You created a mixture?
Yes. My grandmother had this cream that used for liver spot. Yes, I mixed it with...
Is that the Whitfield's ointment?
Yes, I mixed it with alcohol, all sorts of stuff.
Oh my God.
And but I didn't, eventually, I didn't really pay it any mind.
You didn't pay it any mind? But what stopped you though? Because you really wanted to just end things, don't you?
Yes.
But what stopped you from drinking that?
But as I was saying earlier, the two voices in your head.
Oh.
Yes, so you have to be careful which voice you listen to. Because you have one voice in your head who's saying, listen what your father said, and another was saying, no, you're better than that. So being depressed, you have to know who you really are. You have to know your true self.
You have to know your true self. So having been told that by your father, did you at any point in time say anything to him about how you felt about what he said to you?
No.
You said nothing at all to your daddy?
No.
So up until today, does he know about how that affected you?
Well, no, he don't. But to be honest, whenever I didn't really like him, none at all.
You didn't really like your father?
None at all. Being that he has never been there for me, but I still respect him as my father. But, you know?
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm like,
Okay. Alright, so you're saying now that you have overcome your depression, you're over it, you're done with it, right? But I'm sure that there are a lot of young people who might be listening to our program right now, and they also themselves would want to know what it is that Ewart did to get over his depression. Could you just walk us through the different steps that you take in order to overcome this depression, step by step?
First and foremost, you have to know your true self. You have to know who you really are.
You have to know who you are.
Yes. And also you have to learn to start accepting positive things instead of negative. Become more positive minded. And after that, then you become submissive unto God.
So you have to submit to God.
Yes.
But how do you submit your life to God though?
Well, submitting your life to God is that telling God what you want. And then after you tell God what you want, you follow as He leads.
Follow as He leads. Okay.
Then you become submissive, and a good way to reading the Bible. Reading the Bible and praying.
So during this depressive phase, even though you said sometimes you didn't feel to even bathe, how did you get that energy to pick up the Bible and read? Wasn't that a challenge?
It was a big challenge. It was a big challenge, but my grandmother, she always have a radio and a gospel station. So those are the things that helped me a lot throughout the day.
Listening to the radio?
Yes, and that's when I realized that I can sing.
You can sing?
Yes.
So you can give us a line before we leave. Alright, so you're saying that first thing is that you have to identify who you are.
Yes.
And then you said you have to submit to God. And then you spoke about developing a prayer life.
Yes.
And reading the Bible. Okay, so did this prayer life, did it help you any at all?
Yes, it have helped. But before the prayer life started, I think it was in 2018, if not 2018, 2017, we were having a youth week at church.
Yes.
And Dr. Smith, I don't remember his first name, but Dr. Smith was there the Wednesday night, and he was talking about the former things, comparing the former things to the present things.
Okay.
And he said that whatever situation you're in, just ask God to turn it. And I remember saying that to God, turn it, Jesus. And I keep reminding myself.
You uttered those words to God?
Yes. And he said, don't just say it for tonight, but each time you wake up in the morning, just say, turn it, Jesus. So that's when my real true, that's when I'm becoming more and more convicted and becoming more and more firmer. And that's when my depression started.
So it started that night at that service.
Yes.
So it was after that service that you started to pray and to read?
Yes,
that gave you the energy to start praying and reading.
But then, even though it gave me the energy to start praying and reading, I was still not interested in church.
You were still not interested?
No.
So it means that there was still a battle going on?
Exactly. Because normally, when I go to church, I don't sit in the back. I eventually start sitting in the back. But my grandmother never really liked it.
She didn't like you sitting in the back? But I mean, sitting in the back, aren't you still, in the building? You're still there?
Yes, still in the building, but it's like you don't have the mind or the urge to worship. You just go because
you just log at the back?
Yes, you just go because you have to go.
Okay. Alright, so is there anything else that you did in order to overcome this depression? So you said believing in yourself, submitting to God. You said you started reading the Word, and you said you started praying. Was there any other thing that you did?
And try to socialize, but with positive-minded people. Person that is positive things.
So you had to change some friends.
Yes, and they also have to change the location as well. Based on where you are, maybe you have to change.
Okay.
The location, because
to that far extent?
Yes. I always tell myself that I want to go somewhere where nobody know my name. Nobody know me. So I could start all over back again. Leave all of that behind and start afresh. And changes is good.
Okay. All right. So those are the steps that you took in order to overcome. So you're saying that today you are no longer the person you are, and these are the steps that you took as a young man to overcome depression. Now, what I want to do, I'm asking you now to leave a word with somebody who might be out there watching us. You know, young people are out there depressed. You know, things happen sometimes and they get into that dark, as you were saying that you were at a dark spot in your life. You know, I'm sure that persons out there want to know what it is that you did to get out of that. So I want you to talk to the youths now, into the camera. Tell them how it is that you got over this depression.
As I said earlier,
not how it is that you got over the depression. And encouraging the word to them. Encouraging them how it is that.
Well, first and foremost, if they haven't known Christ for themselves, try Jesus, because everything else fails, but God will never fail. And when you try Jesus, then He will do the rest. But you also have to be submissive unto God, submit your life to God, and also to allow Him to lead you, and you will follow as He leads.
That's a good word, very good word. Ewart Breckenridge, it was a pleasure having you here today, and thank you so much for stopping by. And I hope that all the youths, all the persons who are watching this, I hope that you have garnered some, information that can assist you in your process. If it is that you are maybe facing depression, just know that as Brother Ewart said, that with Jesus, anything is possible. We just need to submit to Him. Young people, it is possible for you to overcome depression. It is possible. St. Luke 1 verse 37 says that for with God, nothing you are shall be impossible. So we leave it on that note, and this is the Carla Show, and I look forward to coming to you with other stories, and may God bless you all. All right, thank you. You told me that you developed, or you found out that you could sing when you were in high school. I want to hear you sing today. I want you to sing an encouraging song to our young people out there who might be watching this program.
Exceedingly, abundantly, above all you could ever ask for, being according to the power that worketh in you, in you. God is able to do just what He said He will do. He's gonna fulfill every promise to you. Don't give up on God, 'cause He won't give up on you.
All right, thank you very much, Ewart. Thank you so much, and God bless you, and thanks for coming.